we're here. Don't worry. We're back for another preview, and this time it's round 7 of the FIA Formula Championship, the French Grand Prix, and probably people thinking, "Oh my God, this is going to be another boring race." But yeah, I've got Yank talking smack with me. I've got Tom, the journalist as well. How are you guys?
I'm fine, lads. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Looking forward to this. Probably more
about 4:30 in the morning.
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all good. My fiance works at 4 a.m., so I've already been up for about an hour.
Oh, okay. But yeah, French Grand Prix, we just had practice. We usually would have both practice sessions before preview, but we just only had practice one, and a couple of drivers getting caught out in practice one already. Vettel, Sainz, Mick Schumacher as well. So yeah, the drivers find a bit of a challenge about the French around the Circuit Paul Ricard. But yeah, your feelings, Tom, going into this Grand Prix?
Yeah, well, I think everybody knew that going back onto the normal circuits, that it would probably favour more Mercedes and getting back into form and whatnot, because they had the two stinkers with the street tracks with Monaco and Baku, where it was either the mechanics with the bloody jet gun, or you got the bloody capitulation which happened where the brakes didn't work in the car, and then you had the bloody Ferrari with the bloody wheels. But anyway, moving aside from that, but when you look at the practices, it's just basically get a feel for the track, and you get a feel for what sort of, who's going to be making pushes or who looks solid or whatnot going around the track. And having something like a blowout or a spin out or whatever, it's not exactly the end of the world, because drivers like Vettel will learn from that when they go into the main race or whatnot. So I wouldn't be really too worried if I was in his shoes. But I thought it was a decent start by Mercedes, but Red Bull's always going to be probably on the heels for these sort of practices, such as the French Grand Prix and whatnot, and they'll always be there or thereabouts. But it just depends if they can capitalise when if or when Mercedes make a mistake either in the race or qualifying or whatnot, when it actually matters.
That's the main I think thing for Red Bull going into this Grand Prix. They might not be at the pace that maybe the Mercedes are, because Mercedes always been strong around this circuit with the fast and flowing corners at Circuit Paul Ricard. But yeah, Ian talking smack. Your thoughts initially?
Just like Tom said, we're pretty much expecting the old Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Perez 1, 2, 3, 4. For me, though, I think I don't really look at FP1 much. It isn't very telling for me in my eyes. I kind of look at it as kind of, because a lot of times you'll see different things being run out in FP1. A lot of times people are just really feeling out the track for the first time, especially with some first-time drivers like we have at Haas this year. And, we had, of course, even Roy Nissany driving in FP1. So obviously you can't take anything off really how Williams is doing, because George Russell didn't even, wasn't even in the car today. But I think, while we do see how it's shaping up to be, I think we'll see. I'm going to hold my breath till probably FP2 and later ends of FP2 and FP3 mostly, to really put my guess in for how this race is going to go. But don't be surprised I wouldn't be surprised if this is a Hamilton, Verstappen, and Bottas 1, 2, 3. But I also wouldn't be surprised with how the luck of Mercedes is going right now. And even, of course, with the luck of the Pirelli tires, of course, which I'm on your show later, Steven, so I'll talk all about the Pirelli tires later. I'll try to not, I don't want to upset Stroll.
Trying to hold it in.
But with the luck that these two teams have been having these last two races, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see another surprise going into this race, where we see maybe, maybe seeing someone getting onto the podium that shouldn't be there. For me, I think the team to look out for, the two teams I've been looking out for to really possibly surprise people this year, and that will just even this weekend alone. Alfa Romeo, look for them to break into the top 10 after being 11th and 12th last at Baku. They've been underratedly efficient. Giovinazzi has really come into his own this year. I think
They've been consistent. I think
he deserves a new. I think honestly, Giovinazzi deserves a new contract. Just like we've now seen Ocon with Alpine, I would give Giovinazzi a new contract because he's performing so well this year. He had a very weird year last year, but Romeo I think has put out a better car this year, and Giovinazzi and Kimi, of course, Kimi is Kimi.
No, Kimmy's Kimmy in it.
Kimi, he's one of the best. I think he's one of the best to ever do it. Period. I think he's one of the top. I think he's one of the top 15, top 10, 15 drivers to ever, put on a suit and get in the back of an F1 car. But they've been stupidly consistent, and they're so underrated because nobody talks about Alfa Romeo enough about how consistent they've been. Look for them to break into the top 10, and look for Alpine. With already, I know I say I'm not looking at FP1 too much, but Ocon and Alonso going 5th and 7th is still something you have to pay attention to, especially with Ocon really being on that high. I feel like people are on a high whenever they sign a new contract.
But,
so look for.
See, look, it's the one time I'm now funny, like the one time I pick him for Alpine, right, as for the fantasy, the F1, and then fuck all. And it's starting to turn up. Fuck's sake.
How many years was the Ocon contract, by the way?
I think it's till 2024.
It's a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
Oh, right. 2 or 3 years.
No, and I even commented on your, Steven, I'll comment more on it later, but I even commented on your Twitter when you tweeted out again at everybody else. I wasn't so sure he deserved this contract. I still don't think he deserves the 3-year extension because I don't think
3 years.
I think maybe 1 more year. But I don't think he's been good enough for this Alpine car.
Political element, probably because the French driver and the French car.
I think it's also because he's bringing in that sponsorship because we have to. I mean, sponsorships mean everything. We can just look at Mr. Gropey Mazepin for how far for how far sponsorships get you in this sport over really real driving ability. Or
I just called him Mazepin, but fucking hell.
Now, see, you know how I talked about him the first time I was on your show. My nickname for him.
Yeah, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get cancelled.
My nickname for him is Mr. Gropey, and if he has a problem, we can talk, and I'll freaking put that hairline back another 2 inches.
Oh god.
Everyone's opinion is their own.
Yeah, my opinion's my own. If you got a problem with it, I say no matter what channel I go on, no matter what I'm talking about, my DMs are open for anybody, even if you don't follow me. If you don't like me, come talk to me on my DMs. I'm perfectly okay to chat with you about any of my opinions if you think I'm wrong. But I think Ocon definitely, I don't think deserved a 3-year deal. I think if he can perform better at the end of this year, if he can continue to put in performances like he is in FP1 through FP2 and 3. I think, and do it consistently, race in, race out. But honestly, in my opinion, I would have been really looking towards, Valtteri Bottas. Are we so sure that he's going to be back next year?
I think
that is a big thing.
Do you leave it?
Do you special program about that?
Yeah. Do you leave it and hope? Hey, maybe Bottas doesn't go back to Mercedes, and Alpine, who's trying to really make a name for themselves as a big team and one of the teams, they're trying to basically fight. They're not there yet. They're not even close, I think, to going for that 3rd place or 4th place in the constructors. It's really, I think, Ferrari and McLaren right now.
This season, I mean, you got to think a lot of people probably thinking about next season as well.
Exactly. And if I'm Alpine, I'm going next season. I want to be fighting for 3rd place. Who better than to go after Valtteri Bottas and bring him in? Now, I think if Alonso isn't here next year, you could see Ocon and Bottas. But if Alonso's here next year, I would have really been thinking about Ocon, who's not been performing at all, really, being let go and bringing in. Because could you imagine Alpine bringing out a lineup of Bottas and Alonso in a car next year where their whole goal is to be fighting for 3rd in the constructors? That is a scary driver lineup for me. Looking as a McLaren fan, who's one of those 2 teams right now that's fighting for 3rd place in the constructors, that is a scary. It's a scary lineup to see behind me in Alpine, especially with how well they've been performing this year so far. With the performances, I don't think Ocon's there yet, but I know Alonso's been doing very well. So I don't think the 3-year deal was deserved. I don't think it was a good decision, but time will tell. He is very young. He's one of the youngest, drivers on the grid. So time will tell really how he performs.
I'll be very surprised if one of the major. Well, I think everybody's got the rough idea that Bottas is being pushed out the door for George Russell by Mercedes at the end of the season. I think we're all clear on that. And like you said, then Bottas is on the market. You can say similar things. I think I was very surprised that even no disrespect to McLaren or anything, but I was very surprised that Lando Norris even signed a new deal, because I think if the top team actually came out, like a Red Bull or something, a position came open or whatever, I would be very surprised if Red Bull didn't entertain an opportunity to go and get someone like a Norris or somebody like that.
As a McLaren fan, I'm going to try and be neutral here because Lando Norris is my favorite driver, and I am a McLaren fan. But I think the reason for it was I think they saw McLaren's seen how good Checo's been this year and how consistent he's been driving in that second seat. And I think that for that reason, I think Lando saw it. And plus, I think he loves the McLaren team. You can tell that he just loves where he's at. He just enjoys that team. He loves his team. He loves that team. So I think.
I think he's well. Is that I think McLaren are forming.
It's all around him.
They're more forming towards him. It's kind of like Verstappen, Red Bull.
Yeah, I think they're really building around him and basically going, Norris, you're our dude for the future. We want you here till you retire. And basically, we're going to make this team because we can see how well he's done with this car this year.
The only thing I worry about McLaren is that when I used to watch McLaren were back last time McLaren were at the top of the timetables, they were struggling in terms of mistakes. They always were making mistakes.
Yeah, they were making too many mistakes.
2012, Hamilton should have won that at a cruise with that car, but they were making mistakes all the time. Same with also reliability. I couldn't remember how many times he retired in that season because of reliability issues. At crucial point, he was leading the Singapore Grand Prix, and it was going to look like he was going to always lead away from the championship because he'd won in it's Monza. He'd won in Hungary as well. He looked like he was about to pull away at a cruise, and then the gearbox went. And it's same with like 2010. No, not 2010. But they when they're at the top level, they seem to make mistakes, and that's the thing. I think Mercedes have pushed it to such a high level that you can't afford mistakes. And that's the thing. And
I think they've got a better. I think really Zach Brown has been a perfect person for them to have really leading this team now. I think because he brings that personality that I think has done very well. He brings that kind of he brings that he's very happy, and it's funny to hear an American accent over the radio when there's you hear freaking Master Bland over there at Ferrari with his bad Italian accent. And you hear Todd Wolff with his German accent. And everybody's got like the European accents, and then you just hear Zach Brown just with the straight American accent. I think for me, it's refreshing. I love it. But I think we have really good people in charge right now, and I do think they're building around him, and I think they're building a really good car. I mean, you have to look at this year because they changed power units this season. They weren't able to do a whole ton to their car, but look how well Norris is performing with this car. That means next year, when they get to spend a whole season on just changing the car itself and improving it, I think it's a scary thing to see, because I think this team's going to get even better. But at the same time, we have to look. But also at the same time, I'm going to go Scotland.
Oh, get that shit out of it.
Did you have to do that?
Because you have "It's Coming Home" on your tag. Yes, I did.
Fuck off.
If we got to tuck it off, that's why. You get to take it off. Technical glitch.
Technical.
He's been hacked.
No.
It's a glitch. Just like
I forgot to press the magic button.
It's a glitch like freaking Ming somehow. Oh, I forgot to press the magic button. That's what I forgot to do. Is that magic button the one that makes Pirelli tires blow up on streets?
Do you know what it does? Do you know that? That's why he pushed it, and then he forgot to push it back in again.
Yeah, and instead of blowing up Red Bull tires this time and taking out Checo, instead it just locked up his tire and nearly put him into a wall.
I mean, Pirelli just chats some bullshit sometimes.
I think
though.
Pirelli's a bunch of fucking morons. I mean, I'll touch on this more later with Steven on his channel at 10 p.m. But
yeah, I think
Pirelli's chatting a bunch of
they've
shit.
got a history. Let's put it that way. I've got a history of this in a minute with these guys.
I mean, so does the FIA, Mercedes, Red Bull. All of them have a history of chatting shit. I mean, we know Toto Wolff. He's not the most honest person on the grid, but
Maybe Christian Horner, to be honest.
I'm not saying that either.
I wonder what. Hang on.
I will go non F1 real quick. I want to say it is incredibly cool to see this weekend, Kevin Magnussen going and joining up with McLaren over in IndyCar for this weekend because of an injury to our second driver over in IndyCar, and so getting to see Grosjean and Magnussen again on a racing grid together, I think is going to be a really cool sight to see for a lot of F1 fans who are fans of them before they left.
Grosjean has like the worstest luck with fire. Literally.
Oh, absolutely worst luck. It makes me laugh too because he's trying to get in.
It's his curse.
Have you seen the highlights? He's literally trying to get in there to fight the fire, and it's like, bro, you nearly died from this last time. Move away.
He's been postponed. Yeah, his test has been postponed because of travel restrictions.
Yeah, God
looked at him and went. I was very surprised he even raced again, to be honest, after something like that.
I swear, his father must be Hades because the amount of fire that fucking shows up around this kid. It's like he is the son of like the Greek god of the underworld. There's so much fire constantly in his life. I'm like, all right, is dad trying to send you a message?
You've got to think of it as that they have a completely different mentality.
Yeah.
A completely different mentality that's just part of it, part of the sport, and like they're going to experience that.
And I mean the French are extremely strong as a people.
I mean, but look at Lauda. Look at Lauda when he was in the same situation, and 42 days later he was back in the car.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
I think they bring him back too early though after something like that. Really.
Yeah.
That was Ferrari because they decided to. As much as he wanted to come back, they put Reutemann in the car, right, as a replacement before even contacting the hospital. So he was like, "No, fuck this, no, fuck this. He ain't taking my spot. Get out of here."
Oh, mate, fuck off. Get
out of here.
It's like with Ferrari. In theory, Ferrari have got a good part. Like, they've got good teammates in McLaren and Sainz. The only problem is they don't have a good enough car. It's simple. They don't have a car that can compete.
If it's on like we've seen, if it's going to go around Singapore and that, then all well and good. But circuits. Like,
for the whole season, they're pretty much fucked apart from a couple of tracks.
I will say, speaking of Ferrari, I was talking earlier, of course, about the Alpine situation. That's another thing. Apparently, Bonatto, Mr. Master Bland himself, has hinted at Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher apparently moving up in the next couple of years into that Ferrari.
He's smoking something. I'm telling you,
bro. He looks like Where's Waldo with curly hair. It's mad how much he looks like Where's Waldo.
No, seriously, it looks like one of them mafia bosses that you just see walking down the road.
He looks like a mafia. He looks like a mafia boss with Down syndrome.
We're gonna look at like this battle, obviously. If we are looking at what practice one, to be honest, the one thing I did expect was something that I did expect, which is Mercedes coming straight back up to the top.
Oh, I expected it. I didn't expect Bottas to do as well, but I expected Hamilton to be there.
Yeah, I was so, and to be 4 tenths ahead, I was expecting, not sounding overconfident, but I was expecting probably Red Bull to suffer compared to Mercedes in this race because.
But Mercedes already
been.
Mercedes already complaining in FP1 about the curves, man. Y'all just always complaining
about what?
Apparently, it's in the comments about the race that your the head of Mercedes went to the FIA already and said that the curbs at turn 2 have caused tens of thousands of pounds in damage, and they need to be lowered. It's too high. It's too high, mommy. I need it lowered. I need it lowered. It's too high. It's costing me money.
Hang on a minute.
My drivers can't stay off. My drivers can't stay off the curb. It's costing me money. Everybody else stays off the curb, but I go over and it's costing me money.
Whoa. Right, one, we had that in Austria, and every team was complaining.
Oh, no one else. No one else. Everybody else.
Whoa.
Everybody else stay off the curbs, man.
Shush, off the phone. Hey. First of all, in Austria, everyone was complaining about the curbs, not just us. Second of all, I will say this as well, is that who kept moaning about power modes because they couldn't invest the money to actually go and get a power mode, party mode. Oh, you don't have a party mode, so now we all have to have one set modes.
Yeah. So here, the two Mercedes drivers. The two Mercedes drivers didn't spin, but both cars ran over new curbing on the exit of turn 2 and sustained damage to their cars. The team sporting director, Ron Meadows, complained about the size of the curbs to FIA race director Michael Massey over the radio, saying that this has caused tens of hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of damage. The drivers later stayed off the curbs for the rest of the session. You stay off the curbs, you don't get damage. What a con! Everybody else stayed off the curbs.
So that's be fucking used, mate.
Okay, well then you see if it's too high.
Part of the racing line.
No one else went over the curbs on turn 2.
They did.
Well, no one else has had this problem.
Yeah, they did. What are you on about?
No one else has had this problem. No one else complained about it.
Here's the guy who's going to finish third. Right?
Man, you're talking like your team hasn't DNF'd freaking. Might as well have DNF'd back-to-back races over Mercedes.
Hang on. Look, I'm in my nice professional shirt.
Your nice DNF. Your nice DNF in a street circuit jacket.
You see that at the top? Look at it.
Hey, do we want to go back to Baku? Do we want to go back to Baku where Hamilton spun out when he had a chance to
finish the race, man?
Oh my gosh, he finished the race in 14th. Do we give him a medal for that? Does Mercedes now get a medal for 14th?
Level on points. If you're all level on amount of wins and amount of second places and third places, right? And it comes down to that, we would win the championship.
Do you want to go back to Monaco? Where apparently you guys couldn't change a tire for Bottas, who was pretty much going to win.
That's not mine. I'm not worried about Hamilton. I ain't worried about fucking Bottas. Right? Bottas is there just to help out.
Bottas wasn't even fucking there last time.
It's not my fault he decided to fucking engineer his tire into the fucking suspension. Jesus Christ.
Mercedes is just shite on street circuits.
Yeah. They are very, very much. You can say that again.
I mean, Brethren John, I mean, we're not going to talk about Pirelli right now.
How many street circuits in a season?
With John, we'll keep away from talking about Pirelli with John here now.
How many street circuits in a season? Come on, give it
enough to screw you over in the championship.
1, 2, 3, 4,
14th and 11th, 14th and 12th, DNF, and finish man, watching Hamilton not do shit in that Monaco Grand Prix must have killed you.
Really,
I don't know. It probably wasn't as painful as crashing out from third place for 6. That's the go. With it in the bag, it was all in the bag.
And then you crashed out. You crashed out from going into first place on the final restart. So I mean,
exactly.
It's not crashing out. We finished the race.
So you still finished.
Yeah,
you finished as low
as you possibly could. Race.
Okay, how many points did that get you? Oh wait, hold up. You got 0 from both drivers.
Yeah.
And Checo won and still got 25 points?
Hold the phone.
Hold
the phone. But in the end, this lot are trying to make some
in the end, you got 0 points. In the end, you got 0 points in Baku. That's all I'm saying.
What they're going to realise now is Austria, France, Austria, Britain. Oh, Britain, you're going to get smoked.
How does it feel to know that Alpine?
How
does it feel to know Alpine?
Central, that is.
How does it feel to know Alpine and McLaren got more points than Mercedes through both Monaco and Baku? How does it feel to know that they got more points in both races?
Of course, but Monaco and Baku next season, doesn't it? Yeah, that determines the whole season, doesn't it? Like, that's 2 races out of how many?
But the thing is, what I look at is we've seen races determined by we've seen positions determined by 4 points in the constructors and in the drivers' championship. These could be the 2 races where it spreads over and you bend over and spread your feet.
When it comes to the latter stage of the season, because at the minute everyone thinks they're going to challenge Hamilton to the later stage of the season, and then they fall off like a cliff.
What, challenging Hamilton for locking up in the final turn?
No, I'm talking about the second half of the season. You twit.
Look at my name. Look at my name. I'm a wind-up artist, man. This is what I do.
Why am I getting bantered by like a team that's always finishing like 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th in McLaren?
All I'm saying is Mercedes only.
And I'm getting bantered by a team that's only won 4 championships by 1 driver.
And yet we're talking to a man who's just like Man City. Yet we're talking to a man who roots for a team that's just like Man City, where they just got and RB Leipzig, where they just started becoming relevant in the last decade.
Hang on. Whoa. Actually, we were relevant back in the 50s, mate. We were there.
Back in the 50s. Back in the 50s. So you want to talk like Arsenal now?
Hang on. No. Where were this lot in the 50s?
Come on, mate. We're talking of Mercedes, mate.
You weren't there, were you? Wait. The Red Bull wasn't even invented, mate. The Red Bull wasn't even invented.
You're going from being Leipzig, where you've just been created in 2010, to being Arsenal, where all your history is back in the freaking 50s and 60s.
Yeah, I mean, at least we come from a heritage of winning races. Where did this lot come from?
McLaren
Jaguar.
Don't look me.
Stewart.
McLaren.
What do they do?
McLaren.
What do they do?
We've been some of the greatest drivers of all time. Your big boy, Mr. Louis Hamilton came through our ranks. So you can't be chatting the McLaren don't have the history. We have a long story history at McLaren.
Technically, he was also a partner of Mercedes for 14, since he was 14 as well.
Yeah, but he ended up coming through McLaren, and that's where he made his name. So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying McLaren's got history. Yeah. I'm just saying that if we want to look at the 50s and 60s, you're talking like Tottenham, because that's the last time they fucking won anything.
Yeah, but unlike Tottenham, we've actually won something.
Yeah, now you're like RB Leipzig, where your team became relevant again in the 2010s.
I mean, how long Red Bull going to go on for another 10, 20, 30, 40 years?
No, probably more like 5, and then McLaren will take back over again.
Yeah. I mean, that's 8 years of watching us like dominate.
They'll be just like Arsenal. They're like Arsenal. They'll dominate for a decade and then blow off for about 20 years.
Well, that's what they've done.
That's what Arsenal did in the 2000s.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
John,
things we can. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm great, guys. How are you doing? Sorry for coming late. Coming from a meeting. Work meeting.
No way.
Yeah.
I've been having fun. It's all good. I've been having fun.
What are you saying about this Grand Prix?
Well, like, to be fair, for me, you know me.
Now.
No. You know me, I'm a factual person, you know. I'm a factual person, to be honest. You know, like, of course, this is no longer a street circuit, and already I'm sure you saw like, this is just the first practice, of course, but, you know, like, so far this season, you know, like, the statistics goes by saying that, he's enjoying every moment. The thing is that the driver who finishes first in first practice usually tends to win, and so far it has been consistent so far until, you know, like the French Grand Prix. But, you know, like
comes into play.
I don't know if the French Grand Prix, since it's a reintroduction, has only been won by one driver.
Yeah.
I think with the fastest lap and maybe even every lap of the Grand Prix as well. I'm not sure.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but now, you know, like, the thing is that, you know, like, a Red Bull, you know, like, of course, I can only hope that, you know, like, will deliver, definitely. But the thing is that, you know, like, seeing Red Bull drivers already struggling with 10-2, whereby, I don't know if you saw that, you know, like, we had moments of times whereby we would exceed track limits. The first thing, and secondly, I hope that if we're not going to take P1 and P2, hopefully we'll take P.
Look at that sexy car. Look at that sexy car, man. That's just.
Oh, look at that! Look at
thanks to Mercedes, right?
Look, it's an orange tangerine. No, it's that. All you can say is when you break it.
Where's the originality of your car? It's literally just a fat silver car.
Shut up! Let me speak. Right. Like, at least our car's black, painted in a black cat livery for a reason, for a specific, very important reason.
So that it can hide when you guys DNF again.
No. You know why, right? There's no kid. Big up Jack Griffiths. Big up for the
Look at
donation,
this.
mate. Thank you.
Look at
Thank
that.
you.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God, so much better than a Mercedes right there.
Oh,
I'd
for you,
rather.
fuck off, man. This has got nothing. I'm trying to give someone a really thank you for the donation. It means a lot. Like I said, every little helps. Right. Thank you. And just thank you for tuning in. So yeah. Oh, and you do. Oh, and it's F1. And it's F1 as well. So Reverend John's gonna love this. You get one of these. Right?
Get in there, Lewis.
And look, it's the Red Bull finishing second.
Yeah, but let me tell you what, Steven. I want to tell you one
Oh
thing.
yeah, no, I remember that one. That was when Max Verstappen was moaning into the new fancy game. He turned in on me. Well, it's run out of fucking road. Where else he's gonna turn? He's gonna cut the chicane. You're gonna go. Oh, he's
Lewis,
going an advantage.
Mr. Toto, I've hit the button. Mr. Toto, I've hit the button. It's fine. I've gone off
No,
track.
he said. I said, look, I'm sorry. It's
That's
Mercedes
still-
that came out and said it's not a mistake, but he came out and said apologise.
Yeah, I still think that's one of the greatest. I think that'll go down as one of the greatest moments of this season. Is just Bottas being absolute
So
shit.
did you hear
and
Mark
then-
Webber's reaction?
Yeah.
oh my God! You know whose reaction I wanted to see is
I don't think
Rosberg.
that was him. I think that was Billy Munger.
No, I think that was Billy Munger. as well.
No, yeah, it was Billy Munger.
Yeah.
That was because Billy Munger does the commentary on Channel 4.
Okay.
Because obviously Billy Munger's been supported by Hamilton since his accident.
Yeah, I just want to see.
Oh yeah.
I just
Oh
wanna
look,
see the
this is a
reaction of
Grand
Nico
Prix that's
Rosberg.
dominated by one driver apart from one lap.
Oh my gosh!
You're
it's
rubbing
like-
it in, right?
it's like- You know,
Yeah.
McLaren. Lando could win. Lando could win. The American Grand Prix for 6 years in a row. That doesn't mean he's going to win him a drivers' championship. So he can win the. He can feel free to win the drivers' Grand Prix. It's not going to say what's going to happen. Especially, I don't think they're going to win the constructors. Mercedes is. I don't think going to win the constructors this year. If you guys keep not learning how to take out tires and locking up in the turn one on restarts, you guys just aren't going to end up in the constructors in first place. It's going to be Red Bull or McLaren.
Yeah.
But
True. Very true. Preach, mate. Yeah, that's true. That's really true. Yeah.
no,
But to be honest,
I will say, for how much I banter Mercedes, I have a ton of respect for Mercedes. It's a good team. It's a solid team. It's two good drivers.
Look,
Lewis Hamilton,
I mean-
I've said before, Lewis Hamilton is a great driver. He's going to go down as one of the top 3 of all time. And I've got respect for him. I just like to laugh and banter. Whenever I go on somebody else's channel that's not a Man United channel, I always like to banter them because it's just too much fun not to. So I'll do it.
which team do you support?
I'm a McLaren fan. I'm a United fan.
United fan. Oh, okay.
My idol growing up was Edwin van der Sar. And so I got
He's
him.
had a disappointing season last season.
Oh,
because
definitely.
He had to watch Red Bull finish second, and he had to watch Liverpool only finish in the top 4.
Hey, but at least
Yeah,
we finished
at least-
second this year, and Liverpool barely scraped in. And we
Yeah,
still lost
at
the
least-
FA Cup, didn't we?
That was a good achievement considering the injuries we had, right?
Yeah.
Come
The
on, I
thing
know we're
is-
rivals.
Hey, how did it feel getting knocked out in the FA Cup in the fourth
Oh,
fourth round, man? Fourth round.
Well-
that must have been awful.
Well, to be honest, you know what?
Oh wait, you didn't do anything in the Carabao Cup either.
Liverpool has been
Oh, the
found
Champions League.
guilty.
The Champions League didn't go well for you either, did it?
Yeah, Champions League. Yeah, definitely Champions League. But like for
You
League
don't have to
Cup,
rely
like
on West Ham blowing up and then to even get top 4.
that's the amazing part of it. But of course, now at least like we're now putting our house in order. But anyway, nonetheless, Liverpool has been accused of not respecting, like the domestic cups. So, of course, that, but definitely the Champions League, that one hurts. That one really hurts,
I just
And
think
you,
it's funny that
United
everybody's
fans?
talking about how good Liverpool was, and yet the last time that Virgil van Dijk played, they lost 7-2 to Villa. I don't even think Arsenal got bantered that bad in any games this year.
I'll just.
You know what? At least it was not that terrible because I remember when we were beaten.
This ain't a football discussion. Right?
Thank you for taking the embarrassment off of us, by the way. That
No,
weekend.
but that was
great.
the same time. That was the same time when United were also spanked by Tottenham. I remember because you played early and we played late.
Tottenham was leading the freaking league at that point. Aston Villa barely stayed up after getting almost relegated.
Bantered by
No,
a team.
no.
You got smacked by a team that can't even get a manager this season.
You guys got bantered by a team. Oh, that's true, but hey, they got Liverpool got bantered by a team where they should have been relegated. If it wasn't for a faulty VAR mistake, Aston Villa should have been in the championship this year.
Oh yes, exactly. Was it against Sheffield, right? Oh no, Bournemouth. I don't know. Like they're
How'd
playing
Burnley
against.
go for you? How'd
Oh
Burnley
yes,
go
oh
for you
yes,
this year?
oh yes, exactly, exactly.
How did those 6 games in a row at Anfield go for
I
you?
know. How do you do that? How do you lose 6
Come
games at
on,
home?
guys,
Man?
come on,
Our home
guys.
record's terrible, and even we didn't.
Steven,
Arsenal
really?
didn't even lose that many straight at home, and they were a
Any,
flop this
anyway,
year.
look,
I guess we
look,
finished third. We finished third.
Does third get a medal?
exactly what did Red Bull do
No,
in
No, with the season we
2017-18.
had, we overachieved. With the season we
Yeah,
had,
but
we
The
overachieved.
people don't remember where Red Bull finished in 2017-18, which is third. That's the thing.
And look at, I mean, and then you guys
Okay.
lose, and then you guys go out and lose Gigi Wijnaldum. How do you lose
Okay.
one of your best players in the midfield?
F1,
I mean, your midfield's shit
F1.
now.
F1,
Anyway.
guys, please. F1.
Well, he'd love to move on to the F1, but he still ain't going to win on that front either. So,
Hey, should we talk about Pirelli now, or should we wait till later?
I'll let John have his say on Pirelli because he might not be there for 10 o'clock.
No,
So go
I'll
on,
be there. I'll be there. Let's save
Okay.
it for.
Oh yeah, we'll save it
for
then.
that time.
Okay.
I'll be there. Yeah.
Yes. So predictions going into this Grand Prix. All right. So you're basing it off practice 1 now. What do you say, John?
Okay,
Be
to
honest.
be fair, okay, I'm going to be honest. You know me, even if it hurts, saying that Mercedes are going to win, I always say it. You see,
Oh,
but
that's
to be
nice.
fair, yeah, but so for me, you know, like me being a statistician, you know, like I base on numbers and I don't. Okay, well, like I think numbers don't lie. If I'm to base so far with if I'm to base so far this season, whereby the driver who finishes first in P1 usually goes to win, you know, like usually goes to win. Yeah, okay. Usually, I'll continue. Usually goes to win. To be fair, I'm going to say first is going to be Lewis Hamilton. Okay, it's working. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I'll be quick and short because no, definitely no. Okay, so for me, I would say fourth is going to be Bottas, third is going to be Perez, second is going to be Max, and Lewis is going to be the winner. Really? Come on, guys. I thought it was your pal. Come on, guys. What are you saying? Yeah, exactly. Oh yes, thank. You know, like, thank you so much for bringing that up because you know, like, that's another thing that I'm really worried about. You know, that first turn and second turn. You know, like
What,
usually.
Red Bull bending over and spreading their cheeks on lap 1.
He places his
Okay.
leg.
Okay. For everybody who's
Everybody
watching,
basically trying to give predictions and say over and under tyres blown for Red Bull on lap 35. Red Bull double DNF. Max doesn't even make it. Max doesn't even make it to the grid. Max comes up through turn 1. Max presses his magic button at turn 1.
No, definitely. But to be honest,
no, what's he doing?
yes. Yes. Science is sweet. Yeah, to be honest, yeah. But you know what? If I'm to judge with what happened in the past, you know, like beginning of that race, usually there's a lot of carnage that usually takes place, you know, like Really?
Hey, I'm saying right now, Leclerc's going to go from about 4th to about fucking 12th in lap 1 because that car can't do shit on lap 1.
Matt's gonna try and go in on Lewis. Lewis is just gonna go now. Like,
It's gonna be that one where like you see like two cars going along each other, and you see one try to like turn and then like speed up and then turn, and then the other car just goes and then just slows down and just watching them fly off into nothing. You're just gonna see, and then Max will get out. Max will get off.
Right,
And still
let John know he's finished. Right, without time and anything else.
Yeah. So like in a nutshell, I'm just going to say, you know, like it's going to be predicted that, you know, like usually the first turn and the second turn, there's a lot of carnage that usually takes place. You remember in 2018, whereby Bottas was caught up. Come on, it's not going to be like 2008. Come on, mate.
He's gonna, a little Red Bull booty slap after Max Verstappen goes off turn 1.
You know what? The good thing is that this Checo is now, you know, like like used to the car now, and you can only imagine what is going to go.
Oh, he'll be used to it when the Pirelli car, when the Pirelli tire blows up on him.
That's the thing. You know, like mate. You know what? You're going to get me started.
Don't go too many laps on that medium.
Oh, that's
the one.
Don't go more than 30 laps. Hey man, lap 25 on that, lap 30 on that medium, you better get off, or else you're gonna pull a stroll. You're gonna go turn a stroll and absolutely slap it into the tank on the wall.
Nice. Oh, Norris. Oh, magic button. Wow, things you love to see. Yeah, but to be fair,
John, I would say that this weekend, like, the way it looks like.
But to be fair, this weekend it's going to finish top 4, both Mercedes.
I can't even use that anymore.
Wow.
I can't even use that anymore. No thanks to this team here.
Wow, you can't make this up, right? Flappy wings. Okay, I see you.
No, I got one. No, I get this. Carry on.
No.
Really?
This private chat is turning into the highlight of the stream.
You see, right? Come on. I wanted to talk about, you know, like the front wings, you know, like your front wings, but now there you go. Like there you have it. There you have it. Red Bull rear wings. Come on, mate.
You got spare.
Yeah.
Leave it out, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, John, go on.
Yeah, but for me, you know, like the thing is that I'm just going to predict to say that top 4 is going to be both Mercedes and Red Bull, you know, cars. Definitely top 4 without.
Will you stop? Let him finish for fuck's sake.
I'm sorry, that one's been on my head for like half the show. I had to finally say it. I've been thinking of Bonato Raiola for like half the show.
Okay, yeah. But to be fair, like that's my prediction. But also like it's subject to change. That is if one of the cars or like one of the 4 cars to be involved in a carnage, you know, like usually when we start the race, the first what is it, Yank?
But Max in the turn 1.
Yeah, that's my
like
only
Lewis
worry.
in the turn 2.
That is my only worry. Because you know, like if Mercedes finishes first and second, right? Especially if Bottas is second, I'm very confident that, you know, like when it's racing, you know, like at least Red Bull has the advantage. The only problem is that, for example, Come on, guys. Come on. We're going to save it for tonight, right? For
Hey,
tonight.
I'm the happy neutral here between McLaren and Red Bull. Between Red Bull and Mercedes, I can banter both because I don't root for.
Wait, just remember who's supplying your engines.
Yes,
Exactly. That's why
yes,
I'm saying.
yes.
I know who. Trust me, I know who to root for. I know who's supplying our engines.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, but that's my prediction for now. But to be fair, it would be very pleasant if Bottas wins it. But for me, to be fair, that's my top four, but subject to. Exactly. Well said. Well said. Yeah, I think that's it for me, to be honest. Yeah, that's it. But anything can happen. Come on. You're on fire today, right?
Man, there's just something. Man, I woke up feeling dangerous. Rich has been talking to me about. Rich has been talking to me about really showing how much I like to talk smack. So I thought I'd give a little bit of a warm up here. Okay, so I'll go into my lineup. If you don't mind, Steven, I'll do my driver prediction.
Yeah. Please.
But so I think it's going to be. I hate it. Lewis is going to be P1. I think it's going to be Checo P2.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Bottas P3. And I think it's going to be Norris P4.
Oh, wow. Really?
I have Max hitting a curb or somehow spinning off. And I think actually, honestly, to be surprised. Hey, we have Australia coming up soon, so he'll just wait there until the GP comes around. But for me, I see actually because of how it's gone, where like every single race, the other driver seems to mess up. We saw in Monaco it was Bottas. Now it's
well said, mate.
This last race at Baku it was Checo. I mean it was Verstappen. So honestly, actually, I'm going to switch it. I'm going to put Hamilton 1, Verstappen 2, Bottas 3, and Checo to spin out and end up going out the race because I feel like it's been every other race that one of the drivers messes up. Each race, it's a different driver, and I think we got to complete the fearsome foursome of the top two teams and have Checo fly off. But I think the teams that'll capitalize will be McLaren. I think will go P4 and P8. I think Ricard is going to continue to improve. And he does like these non-street circuits, and he's getting more used to the car. So I think he'll move up to P8. But look for Alpine. I look for Aston Martin to drop out the top 10. I think Stroll and Vettel might drop out the top 10, even with a great car. I think he had some trouble. He did spin off
the last two. After the last two results,
he's spinned off.
He's done great. He's done great in the street circuits, but we've seen the teams that have done great in the street circuits have not done well on the regular circuits.
Usually, yeah.
I think Ferrari's going to be. You're talking about Red Bull, like Mercedes didn't have a wheel not be able to come off and then a magic lock up into turn 1. But I have my surprise. Like I said, my surprise team of the week. Look for Alfa Romeo to go 9-10.
Alfa Romeo.
Look for Kimi.
That'll be a big ask.
Kimi P9, Giovinazzi P10.
Okay.
Watch out for that. I see Russell. I see Russell finishing 12th. I see him actually making some big moves this year. He's very, very good on these open circuits. He's very, very good on these open circuits. Even with the Williams, I mean, we saw how well he did when he replaced Bottas last year for that last race. I mean, I think if he can get the car working like it should be and working to his liking, I think you could see him move up. I think you could see him possibly even going into Q3, but I think he'll just miss Q3 and end up maybe starting like 13th on the grid, ending up 12th at the end of the race. But my surprise team of the week is Alfa Romeo.
Okay. So, I think obviously it's a fight between Mercedes and Max and Red Bull. I do feel that it would probably just either Max Verstappen will be trying to keep up with Mercedes. I think Mercedes will just be too strong, and I think that's both Bottas and Hamilton. Is just the car suits this circuit to a T.
We've seen what Hamilton's done before on this circuit.
Yeah,
so
yeah, definitely. That's the worrying thing.
Hamilton like it dominates this circuit. So for me, I would be very surprised if he got second on qualifying, and didn't get pole. And I'll be even if he didn't get pole and he only got second behind Bottas, I would have been surprised. But yeah, for me, it would be. I think that's the thing as well, is that if we're going for a 1-2, like towards the end of the race, and Bottas is leading, what did Mercedes do? What did Mercedes do? Did they take the chance and let Bottas win the race, or knowing that Bottas is, to be honest, he looks like out of the championship already?
He's gone. I think.
Yeah.
I think Norris is going to even finish higher than him at this point.
That's what I'm saying. So do they take the risk and let him finish first, or do
I think
move over, give Hamilton the points here?
Yeah, I think Bottas will be, and he has been before. He's going to be the hold-up driver for Lewis Hamilton to get a bigger and bigger lead.
Yeah.
I'm going to predict a madness right here, and John's going to hate me right before he goes. I'm going to predict Checo goes pole, and then pulls a Leclerc at Monaco.
No. Really? Wow, that's from Norway. Wow. Wow. Okay. Do continue.
It's gonna be Pirelli Part 2 with the gearbox mixed in.
You're really looking forward to it. You are really looking forward to this. You are indeed looking forward to it, right?
Oh, I'm always looking forward to races where I can kind of sit in the background and let people get shit house and not me.
Wow.
The only thing McLaren
I've worked it out. I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen.
Oh. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Max has another tire.
Guys, I see what you're doing.
Max has a tire blowout on the way to the grid. Things you love. The things I'm going to say during that watch along, Reverend, is going to go like things you love to see, isn't it? Even that,
you guys
even if I see that, I'm going to play this.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Guys, really, what's your agenda with him? Please do not.
Fucking chicken.
What's your agenda? I think you guys.
Anyway.
Oh.
Yep. Hi, Andrew. Big up, mate. Keep smashing that like button, subscribe button. So like I said, on all seriousness, I would be surprised if you didn't even a Mercedes 1-2. And everything else is finished third and fourth. Fucking hell. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I'll see you. I'm going now. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for making my day.
Anytime.
Okay. So I'll see you maybe in 10 if you're still up. But if you're gone, I'll meet you later tonight.
Yeah, we'll do then.
Okay. Thank you so much. Really great show, and keep on keeping, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, I'm so glad I decided to join this show.
Mercedes looking good. They are looking good. This is a circuit that they dominate on. So I won't be surprised if they finish. Like I said, I won't be surprised if they finish 1-2, and Max Verstappen comes third. So
I think it'll be a Bottas hold up. I think Bottas will be something kind of to just hold up the Red Bulls as long as you can.
Yeah,
Hamilton as well.
I think though, there's. I think McLaren will do well.
Yeah,
so,
I really think. Well again. I think Norris will do well. My biggest concern, honestly, for Mercedes isn't their tires. It isn't the magic button. My biggest concern for you guys right now is your pit stops. 4 seconds on the pit stops this last weekend, and then the wheel incident at Monaco. I think that
I think the 4 second pit stop on Hamilton was because we had to let
get away. Yeah.
So
but still, it is a concern. It is a concern.
That was already done because he was already done. Already done. weather set fair. Well, I haven't checked the weather, but it seems that there's no been reports of rain for the race. So
No, I think it's going to be a dry race. I think we're going to see. I think it's going to be dry. You know, it'd be funny. You know, when we talked about Mercedes, we talked about Red Bull going off early. I'm thinking of that one crash last year where Max Verstappen into like turn 2 had that giant cluster F with like Gasly and everybody going into the lawn. He just gets stuck and you just see the wheels spinning in the gravel and him just going absolutely over under on how many tires Max Verstappen's going to kick on his own car this weekend.
Anyway, yeah, that I feel it will be that, and I feel that McLaren will do well again. Ferrari will be struggling.
Yeah.
So that's the next fight is for third spot, them two, and it's going to swing again. Where I think McLaren will have the upper edge on Ferrari. So
yeah. I mean, hey, if we want to have a double blowout and have McLaren go 3-4 and have Lando get another podium, I'm completely fine with that. I will not be mad if it's Mercedes 1-2 and McLaren 3-4. Just M&M dominating this race is fine with me.
Yeah, but anyway, we're gonna leave it there because I've got loads of stuff to get on with. But make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button. Make sure to hit the share button as well. We are back in literally 20 minutes. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
See you at 10 p.m.
Bye-bye.